Έχουμε την τιμή να φιλοξενούμε την κυρία Μονίκ Σοβέ, επαρχιακή βουλευτή της περιοχής του Φάμπρ, και τον κύριο Γιου Ελέτ, επαρχιακό βουλευτή της περιοχής Σόμεντι, και φυσικά τον πρόεδρο της ελληνικής κοινότητας Μίζωνος Μοντρεάλ. Θα ξεκινήσουμε τη συνέντευξη με τις τοποθετήσεις αρχικά της κυρίας Σοβέ, μετά του κυρίου Ουελέτ και στο τέλος του Προέδρου, του κυρίου Νικόλα Παγώνη. Σας έχουν μοιραστεί ήδη φάκελοι, μέσα σε αυτούς υπάρχει δελτίο τύπου, υπάρχει απόφαση Επιτροπής Εκλογών του Κεμπέκ, οι κάρτες των περιοχών που πλήττονται από την απόφαση, επιστολή της ελληνικής κοινότητας Μίζωνος Μοντρεάλ προς την Επιτροπή και το προσχέδιο του γραπτού αιτήματος που θα κατατεθεί στην Εθνοσυνέλευση του Κεμπέκ. In the folders that have been distributed to you, you could find the press release, the Commission Electorale du Québec final decision, with the maps of the two affected ridings of Somedy and Fabre, a copy of the HCGM letter to the Commission, and the draft of the petition that will be presented to the National Assembly. We will begin with remarks by Mrs. Sauvé, followed by Mr. Ouellet and Mr. Pagonis. A question period will follow their statements.
Alors, Monsieur le Président de la communauté ethnique du Grand Montréal, Président du Conseil régional de Laval, mon cher collègue de Chomedey, représentant des médias, c'est un grand plaisir pour nous d'être ici aujourd'hui, pour moi d'être ici aujourd'hui et de continuer à porter cette importante réalité qui est la réalité de la communauté grecque de Chomedey, la plus importante au Québec, et je suis certaine que mon collègue de Chomedey va vous en parler également. C'est très important. Depuis le début des travaux qui ont lieu à Québec sur la refonte de la carte électorale, nous avons été très actifs à défendre la communauté naturelle grecque, et bien que nous soyons dans le respect des institutions, c'est très clair que pour nous, la division de la communauté hellénique, en vertu de l'article 15 du chapitre 1 de la loi électorale, pour nous, c'est une priorité dans tous les travaux, bien au-delà des équations mathématiques, bien au-delà des calculs qui peuvent être faits. Il faut respecter l'essence de cette communauté qui nous est à tous très chère. Voilà. Alors, donc, j'espère que ce message sera entendu, mais nous poursuivrons à porter haut et fort ce message que nous livrons depuis le début.
Merci, madame. So, it's my turn now, and we already made those representation in front of the Commission in September 2016. And just knowledge, for those of you who follow the story, Article 15, and I will read it for you. An electoral division represents a natural community established on the basis of demographical, geographical, and sociological consideration, such as the population density, the relative growth rate of the population, the accessibility, area and shape of the region, the natural local boundaries, and the territories of local municipality. Like Monique said earlier, the Greek community in Chomedey is the largest in the province of Quebec. And the simple way that the Commission Electorale split the Greek community was denounced by Monique, by Jean Abel from Sainte-Rose, and by myself. And it goes against the own electoral law, and it goes against Article 15 that we plead in September 2016. And it's the reason why there will be a petition on National Assembly network who will be godfathered by Monique. There will also be petition in churches in Laval and in Montreal, just to make sure that the voice of the Greek community will be heard at the Electoral Commission. And just that people in Quebec heard that the Greek community cannot be split in half. And for those reasons, we support the Greek community. They're sending a letter to the electoral community, and we we wrote, both Monique and I, and Jean Abel also from Sainte-Rose, to support what will be done by the Hellenic community to make sure that their voice will be heard in Quebec City. Up to you, Nicolas.
Thank you, Madame Chauvet και Monsieur Ouellet. Απλά είναι ότι, όπως σας εξηγήσανε και οι δύο βουλευτές, πρέπει ο εκλογικός νόμος να σέβεται τις εθνικές ομάδες που είναι μέσα σε μια εκλογική περιφέρεια. Στη δική μας περίπτωση μοιράζεται τώρα η ελληνική φαρικία στο Λαβάλ μεταξύ σε δύο εκλογικές περιφέρειες. Τι εννοεί αυτό? Ότι τη δύναμη την οποία έχουμε να επηρεάζουμε τον βουλευτή που εκλέγεται σε μία περιφέρεια στην οποία είμαστε όλοι παρόντες, αυτό το πράγμα τώρα θα πειραστεί σε δύο. Χάνουμε λοιπόν την πολιτική επιρροή την οποία έχουμε λόγω του υψηλού αριθμού καθήκων στο Σώμεντι ελληνικής καταγωγής. Καταλαβαίνετε λοιπόν ότι οποιαδήποτε στιγμή θα επιδιώξουμε να επηρεάσουμε είτε έναν υπουργό, είτε τον πρωθυπουργό, είτε οτιδήποτε άλλα θέματα μας ενδιαφέρουν, δεν θα έχουμε το ίδιο cloud, όπως λένε, το πολιτικό cloud, να μπορέσουμε να επηρεάσουμε και με τη δική μας παρουσία. Είναι κάτι πάρα πολύ σοβαρό, ίσως μπορεί να ακούγεται και τι έγινε. Και δεν θα γίνει σήμερα, θα γίνει αύριο ή μεθαύριο ή πιο ύστερα. Όταν θα έχουμε την ανάγκη της ισχυρής παρουσίας και δεν θα την έχουμε πια. Και γι' αυτό το λόγο λοιπόν αντιδρούμε έντονα, ήδη έχουμε αντιδράσει, έχουμε βγει στα μη ελληνικά μέσα ενημέρωσης, υποθέτω ότι περισσότεροι θα το έχετε δει, και από εδώ και πέρα είδαμε ότι δεν εισακούγονται οι δικές μας οι φωνές, για τον απλούστατο λόγο ότι δεν έχουμε ίσως κινητοποιηθεί όσο έντονα. Να σας φέρω σαν παράδειγμα το τι έγινε στην περιοχή εδώ στο Μοντρεάλ, στο Σεν Μαρί. Το Σεν Μαρί είχε πάρει απόφαση ότι πειράζεται η περιοχή, αντέδρασαν έντονα και αλλάξανε την απόφασή τους. Αυτό μπορεί να συμβεί και σε εμάς, αλλά για να γίνει θέλουμε να δείξουμε πραγματικά ότι η φαρικία μας το Σώμεντι, στο Λαβάλ, ενδιαφέρεται πάρα πολύ να αλλάξει η απόφαση του Κομισιόν, έτσι, και γι' αυτό θα κυκλοφορήσουμε ένα petition, το οποίο θα είναι και γραπτό και ηλεκτρονικά για εκείνους που το θεωρούν πιο εύκολο να έμπουν κάπου. Εκεί λοιπόν θέλουμε τη δική σας υποστήριξη, να μπορέσουμε να δώσουμε όσο πιο πολύ δημοσιότητα γίνεται, να ενημερώσουμε και να ευαισθητοποιήσουμε τους κατοίκους του Σώμεντι, για να μπορέσουμε να μαζέψουμε όλες αυτές, ελπίζω να είναι χιλιάδες υπογραφές. Θα γίνει μια παρουσίαση στην Εθνοσυνέλευση του Κεμπέκ και θα έχουμε ένα μεγάλο πακέτο και θα πούμε ορίστε. Δεν ξέρω τι αποτέλεσμα θα έχουμε, ελπίζουμε ότι η έντονη κινητοποίηση θα δώσει το μήνυμα εκείνο που ίσως, και λέω ίσως γιατί δεν είμαστε σίγουροι, θα επιτρέψει στην υπηρεσία να αλλάξει την απόφαση αυτή. Και γι' αυτό βλέπετε λοιπόν έχουμε τους δύο βουλευτές. Ο κύριος Ouellet είναι εκείνος που θίγεται άμεσα, γιατί αφαιρούν από τη δική του περιοχή και το προσθέτουν στην περιοχή της κυρίας Σοβέ. Η κυρία Σοβέ όμως λέει, εγώ δεν το θέλω αυτό. Δεν θέλω εγώ να έχω μια πειρασμένη εθνική ομάδα. Και ξέρετε τώρα τι θα είναι, η μια εκκλησία θα είναι σε μια εκλογική περιφέρεια, η εκκλησία του Τιμίου Σταυρού και η εκκλησία του Αγίου Νικολάου που είναι πιο εκεί. Θα είναι σε μια άλλη εκλογική περιφέρεια. Δεν είναι σωστό να μας πειράσουν και να μας αφαιρέσουν αυτό το οποίο δικαιωματικά έχουμε. Αυτά. Σας ευχαριστώ. Αν δείτε, έχουμε ένα σχέδιο του petition, έτσι, το οποίο δεν είναι το τελικό, γιατί θέλουμε από νομικής πλευράς να το ελέγξουν οι δύο βουλευτές, και μόλις θα είναι έτοιμο θα είναι στις εκκλησίες, στα γραφεία της κοινότητας στο Λαβάλ, στο Σόμεντι, και όπως σας είπα και ηλεκτρονικά. Σας ευχαριστώ.
Do you have any questions? Mr. Pagonis, can you make a statement in English on the HCGM?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. What exactly is happening is the revision of the electoral map in Laval. The decision is that they split the Greek community between two ridings. And this is something that goes contrary to the provision of the law, Article 15, that states very clearly that they have to take into account the coherence, the national the natural communities, and not to split them up. What is happening in our case now, that the Greek community in Somedi, in Laval, will be split into different ridings. They will take out a portion from Mr. Ouellet riding, Somedi, and will be added to Madame Chauvet's Fabre. And this is something that is going to diminish our political cloud, something that we should not allow to happen, because it's our natural right to maintain that ability that we had up to now. And the funny thing is that the two churches in Laval will be split in two different ridings. So we are planning, with the assistance of the two MNAs, to present a petition in the National Assembly, which is going to be put in circulation any day soon. Will be in two formats, one in writing and one electronically. And we need your assistance to promote and make it known to the community at large that we want to mobilize them. And we anticipate and we're hoping that we're going to go in front of the National Assembly with a big package of signatures and we deposit.
Is it possible, Mr. Ouellet or Madame Sauvé, that such a petition will have the desired effect?
We hope that it may have a desired effect. We're at the end of the process, and our representation already have been made, and for the reaction that we were able to see in September 2016, they were listening, but in their final report, there were no mention about Article 15. And I think, and what Mr. Pagonis just said, for us it's really important. Every time I had the occasion, I mentioned that the largest Greek community is in Laval, is in Shamedi. I think that the Greek community sent a message a couple of weeks ago at some point at another level of government. We need to have that same support, and we need to have that same message to mobilize the Greek community and those who are living in that area. They may not be Greek, but it affects them. It won't affect them on services from their provincial MNA, but it's affect them as the roots of the Greek community. They've been there for so long, and for us it's really important. And the next time that they will be able to divide again, because Shamedi is growing, and in two elections where the line might be may cut another part of the Greek community. So I think that we need to send that clear message right now, and even if it's not the government, it's the Electoral Commission. We already mentioned that to our caucus. And the caucus in Laval is 10% of the government. So it's really important. So we need to have everybody on board, and we need to have the Greek community to make sure that their message will be heard in Quebec. That petition will be put in front of National Assembly electronically and in paper. And it will stand there, it will be in the archive. So we need to have that clear message of the community that they're stand by that, and that normally if we have laws in Quebec, we need to have people to follow the law, okay? Because there's no way that if we're not following our own law, why having laws?
Papadopoulos from Greek television. What was the reason why this was made in the first place?
The easiest way. My comment in September, they draw the line on the 100th Street, 100th Avenue in Laval, okay? 2 elections ago, originally Chamédé was between Highway 13, 15 and 440, okay? And because Chamédé is growing so fast that they have to divide Chamédé because we were way above average, the normal average. So the first cut happened 2 elections ago when they start from Highway 440 on the 100th Avenue and stop at Boulevard Saint-Martin. So all the blocks on the west side of the 100th Avenue, from the 100th Avenue to Highway 13, goes in FOB. It was over 5,000 voters, mostly Quebecers from Greek origin, the second generation. The first generation are from Saint-Martin to du Souvenir with the church. Okay, the first generation who established the Greek community in Laval. So instead of moving and instead of dividing Laval the proper way, they decide to draw that line from the 100th Avenue, turn right on the du Souvenir. It was the easiest way. And we mentioned that. I mentioned that personally to the commissioner in September. Don't take the shortcut. Do the shortcut, but by taking, or do the cuts by taking in consideration the Article 15 by dividing a natural community. And it's exactly what they were not, c'est ce qu'ils ont fait à la fin. At the end, they do that the easiest way. So, descendre sur la 100e, right at du Souvenir, going to the 13th.
So now what do you propose? Do you propose an alternative or to leave it as is?
The alternative that we propose is to cut the north of Chamédé, give that part to Sainte-Rose, push Laval-des Rapides to Daniel Johnson, and keep the Greek community as a whole. Okay?
So the overpopulation will not be a problem?
No, the overpopulation normally in the next 2 elections, there's no space right now from the 15 to Curie-Labelle, okay? The space is from the 15 to Curie-Labelle, so divide Laval the other way. It means that for them, they have to work a little bit harder and dividing the 6th riding in Laval in some other way, because I'm way above average. FOB, it's under average. Laval-des Rapides and Mille-Îles are under average. So we need to divide Laval in some other way, but takes time, and it was a lot more work to do while doing what they just did, to take the 100th Avenue, turn right on Souvenir, and cut the half of the community. Why not taking any consideration Article 15? And on one side, it's funny because in front of the church, it will be in Chamédé. So there will be my poster next election on the left side of the street, and in the parking lot of the church, it will be FOB. So Dennis, when he will organize the Greek festival, it will be in FOB in next July. Okay? At the end, it will be in Laval. But I think that you have to take in consideration, if they mention that in the law, I think that you have some kind of a problem like that in Ville-Mont-Royal and Outremont with the Jewish community. Okay? So those things sometimes are not easy to settle, but in Laval, we give solution last September.
I would maybe, in addition to what my colleague just said, on top of all the reasons he gave, the solution that they're proposing in splitting the Greek community into two sections, which is unbelievable, only not respectful of the community. The solution that they propose is only a short-term solution.
Yeah.
So because of the growth of the population on Chamonix, they will have to do their homework again for after the next election. The scenario that Guy proposed was on a long-term basis reality, rather than just doing the homework again, doing it not the right way, and splitting again the communities. So what was proposed, it was other work, but also it was a long-term solution for Laval.
The next time that they will have to make another cut, the easiest way will be to draw that line on the 100th Avenue, turn right on Sanson Boulevard. It will be the Greek community will be hit again. So at the end, let's say in 2025, if we have majority government, the Greek community will be in foul, cutting on half by the 100th Avenue. So the old church will be in Chamonix, and the newest and the new generation and the second generation of Greek will be in foul. So I think that the law have to be followed, and I think that it's today that we need to have a clear signal from the Greek community that they want to have the right to be respected.
Good evening, Adonis Dallas from Mike FM 105.1. What we see tonight, why not see it as the initiation of something different? And we see two MPs from Laval coming into the Greek community and asking the Greek community to act in a certain way. And what if we see it as a Greek community that by this split, now we can influence the politicians in two ridings, and we have two voices in the National Assembly, and perhaps two Greek origin MPs from the Laval riding, because let's see that we do have a concentrated number of Greek origin citizens live in Chamonix, but there's going to be a redistribution to another riding that there's also some number of Greek origin citizens living there. So that's in addition to a voice that can be louder and serve the interest of the Greek community in the greater Montreal in a greater way. What is your position? I'm asking the MPs.
Oh, you want, okay.
Well,
But it's up to us to say what exactly is that
You all
we
have a
want.
say for sure, that's for
Okay.
sure, yeah. You all have a say, yeah. If you...
Well, look, it's completely different to have a very big block of voters that have a lot of influence than having two small block of voters.
Every vote counts.
Yeah. But is the number that really counts? Every vote counts to elect someone, but to influence is the numbers of votes. This is number one. Number two, Mr. Ouellet and Madame Chauvet said it repeatedly. There is a law. There is a law that states very clearly, okay, that they have to respect the natural communities. and we are the natural community in Shomedi. And this is our right, and we have to be respected, and the only thing that we ask is not to have a political influence. This is the byproduct of the whole thing. We have to demand a respect for our rights. And I brought up the example, downtown Montreal, they split the Ville-Paris riding, and they split the gay community. The gay community, it could have the same argument. We are now in two different ridings, we can influence both of them. And they said, no, we're gonna stay as one unified community.
Mr. Pavonis, if I may interrupt you, my question was not in the legal terms, because in the legal terms, the answer, I think, would lie into courts to answer that. I think it's more theoretical and more philosophical, my question. I'm sorry to interrupt you, and yeah, please.
I listened to your question, and first of all, well, thank you for your question, but I have to say that you already have two voices in Quebec. So this is something that you need to hear. Mr. Willett and I, we are representing the Greek community. In my riding, it is the second and the third generation that are residents of my riding, but their parents, their roots with the Greek community are in Shomedi. So during the weekend, they go to their families. It's where they're established, and it's, to me, something that we have to respect. I'm the first MNA who could just sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna get more than 2,000 additional voters from the Greek community. I could say that. It would be the easy way, but I'm not like that. I believe in my citizens, I believe in the natural communities, I believe in their sociological impact, which is included, yes, in the law. But to me, it is not easy to say, okay, let's go, but it is the only way. It is the only way, and I'm very passionate about this. From the start, we are a team. My colleague from Shomedi, in defending that reality, that great respect for the Greek community, and dividing it like that on the easy way, it's not acceptable for the reasons I already mentioned.
My comment would be, I've been in politics, and I've been in Shomedi for 10 years now, and I'm proud every time I had the occasion, in any occasion, to mention that the largest Greek community is in Shomedi. And I serve by justice also. The law is one thing, but I think that yes, we can do nothing, and at the end, if the people living in FAB, in the new political riding, want to come to Shomedi office to receive services, we won't put them out and say, oh, go to FAB. Okay, we will serve them. That's not the point. The point is, it's a matter of principle at one point. It's a matter of serving the community, and we ask the people to follow the law. We ask the people to living in some social rule, but we have to follow those rules also, and we have to defend them. It's our job as MNA also to serve the people and to defend the people and to make sure that their rights will be defended and will be served. For me, it's something very, very important. I have that good relationship with the Greek community, and over the year we're friends, even if my Greek is so poor. But I try to speak English as much as possible and practice my English also with the Greek community and with other community, because there's 44 others in Shomedi. But those people, those individuals are important, and it's the reason why we support them. And we did our job last September. We did all the representation that we have to do in front of the commission. And I think that now the commission, maybe it won't change nothing at the end, okay? But it will stick in history, and it will stick in the archive that there was an electronic petition that the Greek community support, because they want to have their right to be taken in consideration, and it will be there. It may serve in 2 elections, okay, when they will cut again and try to do the easiest way.
Exactly. That is my question, is why not see it as now we have voice in 2 ridings that can make the difference, and have a stronger voice at the end of the day in the National Assembly, because we can influence 2 ridings now.
Yeah, you can. But I will tell you the easiest way, because I'm the caucus president in Laval. You have 6 voices in Laval who take in consideration that thing especially, and who support the Greek community. The Laval caucus is behind us, and there's, like I mentioned, 6 voices on 70, 10% of the caucus who support the Greek community. It's not just 2. And like I mentioned, it's a matter of justice and principle. And I think that it's really important, because if nothing is done, let's say, nobody do nothing, and we're sleeping on that one again. In 2 elections, it will restart, and at the end, there will be a real split, and nobody will care, because it was the easiest way. It was the easiest way for the Electoral Commission to cut that, instead of doing a reorganization of Laval, taking care of national boundaries, geographical and sociological. The Armenian can ask for the same treatment. The Lebanese can ask for the same treatment in Laval. It will happen one day. It's a matter of principle and law. Now, I think it's really important. For me, it's really important. On the same street, within 2 kilometers, splitting the 2 churches.
I would just like to add something very real that happened to me more than a year ago during my campaign, when I was meeting with my citizens. And when I met with a few citizens from the Greek community west of the 100th Avenue, I was presenting myself, and the instant reaction was, "I'm not in your riding, I'm from Chomedey. I'm in Chomedey." So the profound sense of belonging to their riding is something also that has to be taken into consideration. And this is real. This is when we meet the citizens, it will always be there. And this is something also that we haven't mentioned before, but it is there, and it is very important to us.
I don't know if it's answering your question. But
I don't think it has been answered, but
okay,
in any case, I will accept what your position is.
But the 2 voices, yes, I hear you on that. And but we already, because we're a team in Laval, we already work together, and it won't change in our services in our office. Okay.
It's not only about how you treat the Greek community. It has to do how much of a clout the Greek community will have in those 2 ridings. Mm-hmm. If you understand, it's not limited only to how the MPs will treat the Greek origin citizens of the ridings, but how much of a clout the citizens will have now in 2 mm-hmm. ridings instead of 1.
Like I said,
and as Madame José said, now the citizens of the riding that she's elected at don't really know her. But what if now a Greek candidate that sees that there's now a larger number of Greek origin citizens at that riding sees the opportunity and seeks the opportunity and mobilizes enough number that can make the difference, because that one vote makes the difference, and have another Greek origin MP in the area. Thank you very much.
You saw that in Saint Laurent.
Exactly, with this very minimum number.
Yeah, I think that there was a message there at some point. In Parc Extension, it might be another message. You never know.
I see it as an opportunity
Yeah.
for the Greek community.
Well,
I see it as a Mike effect,
Yeah.
in fact, not personally.
I wanted to reassure you
And the
before,
audience
yes.
that we get the feedback in fact.
I wanted to reassure you before that you already have that. But on top of it, having the two voices and knowing that you have two voices that represent the roots of the Greek community and the second and third generation, can we respect the roots of the Greek community in Laval? This is our statement.
And most of my time I'm on Wilderton, also in Montreal. We tried to merge Montreal to Laval real soon. You're okay with that, eh?
Yes.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
That's it. No more
Can I ask a question?
questions.
By doing this alternative thing, was there a study made not to divide any other community and have the same issue? That's my one question. And my second question is, since there's a law and a precedent on this same issue, wouldn't it be easier to take it to the court and have the judge decide? He has to apply the law, basically, instead of doing this petition and this noise and, I don't know. That's my question.
Dimitri, it cost thousands upon thousands of dollars to start a legal challenge. The Jewish community and the Filipino community and other communities in the west part of the island that they're faced with the same issue, they're talking about it. But the cost will be prohibitive. It's such a big amount of dollars that we gotta spend that we don't have that kind of money. And two, the outcome of the challenge is a no, which means that you may spend $100,000 and then you end up at the same situation that you're now. The idea of the petition is to have our voice heard.
Yes.
We have to let them know that we don't give up our rights easily, that we're going to put up a fight. And this is our right, and we defend our right. And by doing that, and Mr. Ouellet says that there is a message someone at another government level, Laurent, that the planning was otherwise. They planned something else. And then the Greek community mobilized and they said, you know something, you may have a plan, but we have a plan on our own. So let's repeat that success, the success story.
The Greek community will have another decision also in Laval-area real soon to make.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So, you never know. It's just a matter to make sure that in time there was something has been done to make sure that the right is respected. And the next time that they will have to divide or draw that line, they will think twice. Okay? Doing the easiest way, because the easiest way at the other point, the case to the court may be built by that petition, okay, that we're following, and we want to have the right to be followed and to be respected also. And at some point, being in court mostly of my life, I think that we're in a good way of doing things also. And I think that it's really important, because everybody will know in the population, even in Laval-area or in Chamédé or in Fabre or elsewhere in Laval, where you have Quebec from Greek origin, they will know that the Greek community want to have their right to be understand and follow also. And like Mr. Pagonis mentioned, there was a perfect example in Saint-Laurent. That being said, it's at some other level, but you see, for us, I think that when the Hellenic community mentioned that they want to do something, we're there to support them. We do our representation in front of National Assembly, but when they mention that they want to have that petition to be aired, Madame Sauvé will do that stuff, and we also mentioned that we will be the first to sign the paper one as resident of Laval.
Yes.
And Chomedey, for sure.